Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinda.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
A positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.
That commercial, and take us along with you. This is Hood Research, and you're tuned into Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. Thank you so much for your patience and joining us each Monday at 9 a.m. I want to let you know that my co-host today is Mark Cummings, and for those of you who did not know, this is a gentleman that started out with in radio in 1997.
All right.
Yeah, and so I want to say good morning to Rosa and to Ron and to Vera. And I have to pause here to let you know that Vera's sister Barbara has passed on to the ancestors. And the arrangements are this coming Friday. Viewing is from 3 p.m. until 6 p.m. at Swanson's Funeral Home. Saturday, the family hours at 2 in the afternoon, and the funeral will begin at 2:30 p.m. at Swanson's Funeral Home. I want to say good morning to Velma. Good morning to Kirk and Sylvia. Good morning to Jay, way on the east side. Good morning to Les on the west side. And good morning to Sir Shirley on the west side.
Right, good morning.
Right.
Yes.
To Kirk. And I just want to let you all know that we appreciate you tuning in and being with us. And Mark Cummings, who do you want to say good morning to?
I want to say good morning to a big shout out to our regular engineer, Brother Timothy Smith. And he couldn't make it in today. We got the main man, Henry Tyler, handling the board today.
Yes.
So, folks, I'm telling you, a legend here in Detroit and Michigan politics, as well as in Michigan audio, and getting the word out to everybody. Radio station with Brother R.J. Watkins down here, WHPR, WHPS TV 33. So much love to Brother Timothy Smith. Get well, brother.
That's right. And also, for those who know how to go to the App Store, you can go to the App Store and download on your phone WHPR TV 33. That's another way. And then you can definitely take us along with you.
Indeed. Then you catch up on all the shows
that's
down
right.
here at the station.
I know that's right. And you know, we always say it's either feast or famine, and we are waiting for a guest to come in. However, Mark was telling me about some affirmations and some things that had been created, done in history. And I think it does us a lot of good to learn as much about our history as we can.
Indeed. And folks just want to, I met this brother in 97, Miko Productions. Brother John Miko, good brother. He's out of Omaha, Nebraska. And he's got a calendar, 366 days, folks, of American history, compiled by Brother Michael Woods. And I'm telling you, I've been holding this for, what?
Since
Like
23
years. Yeah.
Wow.
And I said, you know what, Theo, I got to bring it on down and share it with the audience.
That's right.
And let them know, and I'm going to try to catch up to the brother, see if we can't get a few more of these down, and we can, give some Christmas gifts. But each day, I'm telling you, folks, we got to recognize. That's why I love Hood Research, because Hood Research is like putting people out front that's getting things done and making a difference in our community.
That's right.
And I'm telling you, we just don't realize how much people have done. Now, December the 7th, the gentleman that he has on December the 7th is Charles Sidney Gilpin. He was a vaudeville performer and dramatic actor. He was born in Richmond, Virginia in 1878. But the biggest thing is he organized New York City's first African American Dramatic Stock Company, and they put on the plays, and of course one of the plays led to the movie we all know, Emperor Jones, Brother Paul Robeson,
What's in
and
there?
that's one of the.
Wow.
I'm traveling light.
Oh.
That's one of the lines from the movie, you know, and I got it at home. I love Emperor Jones, and he went on that island, and he ended up becoming the emperor.
Well.
But then he had to get up out of it. But he also worked on playing the role of, let's see here, in 1921 it says, he played a major role in what's called the Drama League in New York. And I'm telling you, it's all about what we've done. And we played a major role in entertainment, movies, science, everything imaginable. Black people played a role in this.
That's right. And you know, because of that, the American history books are so incomplete in the way the history is taught.
It is.
Not just to white kids, but the black kids, Hispanics, Asians as well.
Exactly.
And so as they grow and go from year to year, class to class, they don't learn about the kind of things that you're speaking of, the kind of accomplishments. Can you imagine a white kid in a biology class learning about the man who did the first open heart surgery?
Indeed.
And that he was a black man.
Brother Daniel Hale Williams.
Yes, yes. Or a white student in a chemistry class learning that a black man invented the gas mask, which was used during the war.
Okay.
A black man invented that.
Yes, indeed.
Can you imagine them learning that?
Yeah.
Oh, my
Street
goodness.
lights, lawnmower.
Oh, yeah. The traffic light. If they're in a mechanics class, who invented the traffic light? Oh, my goodness. It was a black man, Garrett Morgan. You know? And so when you think about the kinds of inventions that were made a part of the Industrial Revolution in this country, and the kinds of inventions that you can identify with on a daily basis.
Exactly. They play an immense role in our daily lives.
Oh, like with the cell phone, if you really want to come to present day. Or your laptop computer. What is it, the cobalt that comes straight from the continent of Africa?
How about that?
Without that, you wouldn't have a cell phone or a laptop. Still be using a tin can and a string, you know.
And the lithium for the battery.
Yes, yes. Coming from the continent of Africa.
That's right. The motherland has the natural resources that run the entire world.
Yes, from black people. Go figure. What? Oh, and remember the man who went to the moon, they said? The first to walk on the moon? He said, hold up. I'm not going anywhere unless you get that colored girl
Right.
to work up the figures. I want the colored girl or you all will scrap this mission.
How about that?
Hey. So they ran and got the colored girl. As a matter of fact, she died in
this year.
2000.
Well, I think it was this
No,
year.
was
wasn't
this
it?
year?
I think it was.
Oh,
Earlier
man,
this year.
Johnson. Yeah, so when you think about all of the contributions and accomplishments in our community, there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to make you proud. There's no reason to hold your head down. No reason to just turn on TV and all you see is a negative image or a negative report
Well, you know, Theo,
on our people.
I want to say this because a lot of times we say, you know, to the kids, you can be whatever you want to be. But you know what? We've already been that. And I think that's the thing we don't realize. We've already done all of this stuff.
And it needs to be included in the history book in school.
Exactly.
K through, 16 or 20, however many years you want to go to get your doctorate degree.
All the way
We
through.
need to include the input from the black community. The input, it's been so vast and wide and continuous.
Well, that's the beauty, I think, folks, of hood
Cell phone,
research.
laptop,
Hood
lithium,
research, you guys,
Africa.
like you said, you'd do better if you knew better.
That's right. Absolutely. That's what we always say. And in the meantime, so instead of telling the young people, you can be what you want to be, well, you can be what you want to be again.
Again, exactly. And that's
It
the
may
key.
not go in
That's the
those
key.
words, but you know what I mean.
Because my thing is, we talk about reparations, and we all know John Conyers with the House bill. Was the House Bill 40? Where they would go.
467, I think it was.
Is it 467?
647.
And so they were going to study, the reparations thing.
Please.
But we already know how much has been stolen from us.
Please stop studying. Just pay us.
We know if we
We
were
don't need to be
get,
studied again.
washing machine, lawnmower, street light. That alone, just think if Whirlpool was owned by black people. Let's just be honest about this. This is a worldwide. Just imagine this. And all of these are inventions that make your daily life make sense.
Yes, there's a gentleman who's a resident of Southfield, who accumulated over thousands of inventions with patents from the United States government that black people did. They got patents from the United States government, and you think about the thousands that were stolen from them where they didn't,
Yes, indeed.
But so many accomplishments. Just think, we have inside bathrooms with inside toilets that you can use. The toilet was invented by a black man as well.
And, wow.
Just think
Theo,
about having to go to an outhouse.
I think our guest is here. I'm going to be right back. Okay. We got somebody going to get the guest. It sounds like the guest and just made it to the building.
All
people.
right. So, do you have something for tomorrow on the affirmations?
Let's see what we got for December the 8th here. Oh, Lorraine Hansberry. How about that? And we all know Lorraine Hansberry, folks. A Raisin in the Sun.
A Raisin in the Sun. As a matter of fact, that movie was just on cable. I think it was October, around October. And it was a play, and it was movie. Then it was redone.
Yes, indeed.
Yes,
and she is the first African American woman to have a play on Broadway.
Oh, really?
Yes, indeed.
Lorraine Hansberry?
Yes, indeed.
Oh,
the first.
And she wrote Raisin in the Sun.
Yes, indeed. Playwright of the 3-act drama. The title, of course, came from Brother Langston Hughes' famous poem, as we all know, which was inspired a Raisin in the Sun, and that was a dream deferred. And yes, indeed. And, okay, we gonna get this guest on up in here. So, indeed. So, yes, Lorraine Hansberry, folks, we all know great people. Every day is just a great person. You got Richard Berry Harrison on December the 9th. This brother was born in Canada, London, Ontario, as a matter of fact. And,
What's his name again?
Richard Berry Harrison. And,
Richard Berry Harrison, and he did.
And this gentleman here appeared in a Frank Wilson play, Paul Williams Gal, which was part of the Lafayette Theater in New York City, which, as we said, was started by Brother Charles Sidney Gilpin. So a lot of entertainment. And a lot of people.
1870.
Oh my! He was born in 1878, but he put the group together in 1916.
1916.
So, we've been making movies for a long time and
Yeah,
plays and doing entertainment, so it ain't nothing new.
Wow.
It ain't nothing new. So we're gonna set it up
good to
here.
know. We're
Mr.
about
Henry
to
Tyler
take
said we're
a
gonna
break.
set it up to get the guest in the building.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Impinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback, feedback, feedback.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broughton from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, little man?
The people you trust,
Stay safe.
your community,
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Payne. In the best and the worst times. Ma'am, stop!
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
I see myself
Gracias.
in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna.
Sweet.
Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM, WHPR.
Have your own radio show. Block time is available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See, broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Find us on Comcast Channel 90 and worldwide on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and all of your favorite platforms.
Feedback, feedback, feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am the BD Impinda,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback, feedback.
And we are back. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Feedback, a positive image production by Hood Research. My name is Theo Broughton, co-founder of Hood Research, and my co-host, Mark Cummings, here with me this morning. We have been talking about affirmations and some of our ancestors who have created and contributed much to the progress of this country in which we live. And it should be included in our history.
Indeed.
You know, it definitely should be. Did you have a last one that you were sharing that we going to the end of the week or what?
Yeah, well.
Because we have our guest and then we'll go to our guest.
Yeah, we got the guest here. We're going to go to him because, you know, we're talking about all of this greatness here. And the main thing is understanding that family is the key. In the end, family is what matters. Mm-hmm. And we got the family lawyer in the building to talk about what's going on.
Yes.
And father's rights is important. And
and our guest this morning is Jermaine Wyrick. Thank you so much, Attorney Jermaine Wyrick, for joining us. And we want to know, who is Jermaine Wyrick?
Thank you very much for the invitation as well. Jermaine Wyrick is what I consider to be a social justice advocate in addition to being an attorney. That's my purpose and calling in life. I've been an attorney now since 1997. Most recently with the Board of Police Commission up until August, where I used to see you make very impassioned public comments at times.
Indeed.
And
It makes it sound so nice, right? Other people say, "What's she coming here raising hell for?" Oh, well, go ahead.
Sometimes you got to do that.
That's
though.
right.
And so one of the issues that I feel very passionate about now is the issue of fathers' rights. One of the things that I firmly believe in, and, listening to the show on the way in this morning, we talk about the history of discrimination that black people have faced in this country. And quite frankly, it was one of the motivating factors in terms of why I became an attorney. I had the privilege one time of meeting Coretta Scott King when my mom fellowshiped with her church in Atlanta, singing in the choir. And one of the things that I told her, I said, the reason that I became an attorney is because of learning about your husband and the social justice stances that he took and the ultimate sacrifices that he made for black people. And so it disturbs me right now when I still see racism, sexism, discrimination, things of that nature, when we see a society or individuals or people within the judicial system, police officers, etc., that don't believe in equal justice under the law. And one of the things that has disturbed me most recently, even in recent years, is the discrimination that occurs against fathers in family court. I'm not talking about deadbeat fathers who may, walk away from their responsibilities raising their children. I'm talking very specifically about good, loving, capable fathers who want to be an integral part of the children's lives, who want to help with homework, perform, valuable tasks, and are basically blocked from doing so under the guise of what I call gender bias or gender discrimination that occurs in family court. So based upon that, I have joined a few groups. One is called Michigan for Shared Parenting, where we're actively engaged or involved in the process of trying to change the Child Custody Act of 1970, which is a very old and antiquated law. It's a law that was basically it's 50 years old in and of itself. And as we all know, the society has changed a lot since then. Women are no longer just barefoot and pregnant and the primary caretakers of our children. Fathers can be integral caretakers as well.
And
And are, exactly. Myself included, I have a 5-year-old that I'm very actively involved with, especially during this pandemic. And so the law should reflect that, and decisions that are made in court should reflect that. And unfortunately, it doesn't. And our society is adversely affected in great ways in that regard. We're here in the city of Detroit, 72% of households are single-parent households. And that's double the national average of single-parent households.
We've got the
You talking about in Detroit?
Yes. 72%. And 59% of those are led by mothers. And we face issues as it relates to crime, as it relates to high school dropouts, as it relates to even juvenile crimes, children that aren't even the age of 18, behavioral problems, things of that nature. So, and when we look at the FBI crime statistics every year, as it relates to violent crime, one of the more interesting things I even read on social media last week, there's a page that I follow as well called Americans for Parental Equality. And it basically says that the number one predictor of violent crime, even in this era where we hear about defunding the police and things of this nature, is not the absence of a police car or patrol car in the neighborhood. It's the absence of fathers in the home and not being involved in their children's lives.
Okay. So now 59% of the single-parent homes are led by women, and 41% are led by men. Is that right?
No. You have to break that down. It's about the number of single-parent households, period, is around 70.
Right, got
So
that.
when you do the math, you deduct 59% being women.
Right.
About 12% are led by men.
What happened to the rest?
The rest may be homes that don't have children. We're talking about children under the age of 18.
Okay.
Or ideally a two-parent household.
Whoa.
Well, I get what he's saying. I mean, I understand this because I've checked the numbers as well, and we have the most single-headed households in the entire nation here in Detroit.
Yeah, I got that. I got that.
Right.
I got that part.
And what he's saying, out of all the households here in Detroit, 72% of them are single-headed households. That's what he's saying. That means only 28% of the households here in Detroit have two parents. And of those, I think what he's saying is it's more like it would be more like about 80-something% of them are female-headed households. What you're saying, right? About 87%. Yeah. And I work with a friend of mine, Calvin Mann, from Good Fathers Only. Encouraged me, I'm young. We got to put you two together. Okay. And Brother Carnell Smith, he's out of Georgia. He actually went and put together a piece about the child support piece, because a lot of men who find out later on that the child is not theirs, in a lot of instances still have to pay the child support. And he did get a law passed in Georgia where if you find out that you're not the biological father, then they can suspend the child support payments.
And actually, they recently had a conference in St. Louis, Missouri. I myself didn't participate. The leader of our group, John Nichols, did go, and he referenced Carnell Smith's presentation there. They have an annual, it's called Americans for Parental Equality group. That's a nationwide group that deals with these issues as well.
Okay. Now, I hear or have heard that friend of the court is really not a friend. But you made reference to some law that's 50 years old. Would you tell us what law that is?
Yeah, child custody decisions when people either divorce or break up and they're basically having a dispute or disagreement about who's going to primarily take care of the child or what type of parenting time arrangements that they have. They have it's a statute called, it's basically like the best interest factors. And those best interest factors, or that law, was basically written in 1970, 50 years ago. And, you know, society has changed a lot in those 50 years. You look at now we have a vice president, female, African-American black lady that has been elected. We have Barack Obama. And gender roles have changed a lot. The feminist movement really took hold in the 1970s after this act was passed. And unfortunately, what disturbs me very specifically is you see situations whereby custody decisions are still made upon this notion of what you call mama's baby, daddy's maybe. And it shouldn't be made upon that. Dad shouldn't be relegated to, and Judge Judy, who's a famous TV judge, even says this, dads shouldn't be relegated to being second-class citizens by virtue of the fact that they divorce the mother or break up with the mother. They should be as integral or regarded as equal in the child's life as the mother is. They shouldn't be excluded because friend of the court or whoever wants to collect a lot of child support money and thereby restrict access that the father has to the child by virtue of a financial windfall or benefit.
So you're saying that the law that was passed 50 years ago just automatically gave custody to the mother of the child?
Ideally, as it's written, it's not supposed to, but unfortunately in practice, a lot of what I see is that there's the gender bias that does lean toward giving the mother primary custody.
Oh, well, I think one of the reasons why people say friend of the court is not a friend is because something occurred with a gentleman that I know, and his wife had the son. Son was 14 years old. He had been paying child support for X, amount of years. And one day she decided that she no longer wanted the child in a home or whatever happened. She drove the child to the father's house. They were divorced, by the way. And put him out. He went in. The father, of course, took his son in, cared for his son, kept his son. Matter of fact, the son lived with him until he got married. But what happened with friend of the court, they kept taking money, sending it to her. And he said, oh, wait a minute. I have the son physically with me and have had him physically with me, month after month after month. Notified you, the friend of the court, that the total support was mine, but you are still taking money and forwarding it to her. So he had to get a lawyer and take on the court, friend of the court, because what they were doing was unfair. So anyway, it took some months to get that straightened out. But they apparently don't keep records or don't pay attention to, the fathers when a situation like that takes place. Now, if someone came to you today and said that I have my child and have had my child for, I don't know, say 6 months or what have you, and I've notified the court that I have the total expenses and you won't stop taking money from me. So what would you do?
I've had situations like that. I've had cases like that. Unfortunately, it happens more frequently than not. We would basically have to file a motion again in the court to basically modify the child support or the parenting time arrangement, probably both in that instance.
So how long does that take generally?
We would try to get in as soon as possible within the next few weeks. The sooner you file,
from
and
the time you're notified.
the sooner you get a court date, that type of thing.
Well, I'd just like to say, because I've got a son who has a son out of wedlock, my grandson, and he's dealing with a lot of child support issues himself. And we take care of my grandson quite a bit. He's over there quite a bit. And I think the biggest thing is it's all tied up into the medical thing. Okay, a lot of these women need Medicaid because they need medical care for themselves and their children. And we know that the courts tie the child support into that. So it depends on how much they make, the woman makes. And once she reaches a certain threshold, then she can lose her Medicaid. And that could change the whole dynamic of everything. So a lot of times, a lot of these women don't want to reach, I think, what is the threshold, like $38,000 a year? If they make more than $38,000 a year as a single mother, then they lose the Medicaid or something like that?
I'm not sure the exact amount, but I think you raise a really good point. There's a direct correlation or incentive between, child support was really created in the 1970s as like a welfare recovery program. It was really just supposed to primarily provide for women on welfare, as opposed to what we see now with so many quote-unquote working women that make more than $38,000 a year collecting child support. And even now, the way that some of the calculations are made, or even some of the parenting time or custody decisions are made, are incentivized by welfare recovery dollars from the federal government under Title 4D, as opposed to truly, quote-unquote, as the misnomer says, best interest of the child.
It's such a sticky subject because you get into the whole gender piece, and as a woman, of course, you want your child to be taken care of. And I've always been under this assumption or this idea that a portion of the money that's paid for child support should go into a trust for the children, maybe 60% or 40% or something. So when they do turn 18, there's something there for them. Because a lot of times we know the women use this money for more than just for the children, and they use things for it's not supposed to go towards their rent and all other stuff. It's supposed to be for the welfare of the child. And we know they use the money for buying clothes and all this other stuff. And that's what has angered a lot of guys. They feel like at the end of this, when does it end? Because then I need money for the kids' college, I need money for this, and they're even beyond 18. And that's going to be your child till the day you die, no matter what. But the whole thing is, getting that way to child support off. I've had guys tell me, man, that last payment, I threw a big party, So, we got to really deal with this. Is it really doing well for the child?
I think you raised some excellent points in terms of just accountability and transparency, because under the current system, there really is none. Just giving a hypothetical example, there's nothing that stops a woman from taking the child support money and going to get her hair weave, going, shopping, things of that nature. There's no accountability in terms of this is what we spent on, the child's clothes, or this is we spent on the food that the child eats, or things of that nature. And I think that that's an excellent idea because, oftentimes the money is not spent, and college is very expensive. And that's something separate and aside, that's one of the more valuable investments you can make into your child is educationally. And certainly money shouldn't be misallocated to benefit the woman just because we have a system that's gender biased.
So the friend of the court arrangement is up to what age for the child?
I think technically it's up to 18, but in some instances 19, if the child is college age and things of that nature. Where gentlemen get into a lot of trouble is when they accumulate a large arrearage and, they can still go after collections well into the 20s. Or I've had clients over the years ago that had children literally 30 or 40 something years old. I even had one instance I remember very vividly about 10, 15 years ago where the daughter came with him to support him with her grandchild. And one of the greater aspects of the law for men to know when they have racked up literally in some instances tens of thousands of dollars of arrearages or back support is that there is a 10-year statute of limitations, and I've kind of used that successfully in some instances to more or less relieve that enormous debt. Generally, it's supposed to only be for a minor child. It's not supposed to be for a fully grown adult.
So you're saying that if a father has dodged making his payments and he can continue dodging for 10 years, the statute of limitation runs out. Is that right?
Be nice.
Well, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit. In some instances, men aren't always, quote unquote, dodging their payments. In some instances, these child support amounts are set in such high, unaffordable amounts that it wreaks havoc financially on a man. It wreaks havoc emotionally upon a man. One of the more disturbing things that I've even learned over this process is that a lot of men commit suicide because they can't stand the stress of, on the one hand, not being able to see their child, but having other, just like one of the things that you referenced a few minutes ago is that, the money's going to the mother's rent, a mortgage, or this, that, but the man has financial obligations too that he's trying to meet within his home. He has a home, so it's not, child support at this point is not just about the quote unquote deadbeat father that's, trying to shirk his responsibilities financially or otherwise with the child. Oftentimes it's good parents who are facing enormous financial burdens that, quite frankly, they can't afford. I mean, we're going through a pandemic right now. A lot of people are being laid off. This isn't the first time, even in contemporary times, where we've seen a recession and, where people lose their jobs and things of that nature. And that cycle of child support does not stop. If you got a good job at the plant today and you lose it, then, they're still expecting you to pay what you were making.
And it's hard to get them to change that.
So
Exactly.
wait now. As soon as something like that happens, is it not the responsibility of the father to go to the court and say, hey, you all got to change this?
Yeah, that raises an excellent point. The father definitely has to be on top of his game and be very proactive in terms of getting ahead of that issue, because they don't want to get in a situation where that debt could just rack up or really just can just rack up.
So when you talk about custody, see, I have a problem with having babies. I have a serious problem with that. I have a serious problem with these Republicans walking around, you shouldn't have an abortion, and you should have the baby. And what Republican do you know has ever said, please have the baby? Please have the baby. And I'll take care of the baby's food, clothing, shelter, education, and medical care. Have you ever found one of those say that? Never. You're not supposed to use the word never. You're not supposed to use the word always. However, I have never found a Republican who has stepped up to the plate and said, please have the child and I'll, take care of all the things I just outlined. Now, they don't bother to talk about prevention. And I've been listening to the radio programs here and there and turned on TV and cable, and I've been waiting and waiting for numerous preventions to be promoted. They got birth control pills, they got IUDs, they got condoms, and why aren't there more Republicans, if any, saying, let's deal with prevention? We don't have to talk about abortion and having a baby because they're not going to take care of it. Hurry up, get in the prison pipeline.
Well, it's funny you say
my
that.
buddy can make money.
Sister Theo, because I don't know, all of us remember Sister Jocelyn Elder, who was this Surgeon General. And she was one of the ones who came out and talked a lot about abortion. She said, look, we're going to have to start, getting on some prevention. She even talked about masturbation.
I missed that.
And the Republicans really came after that sister. Like, this woman is crazy. But she's right. A lot of these younger kids, even adults, we got to be sensible about this. And having children is more than a notion.
That's right. That's right. According to some report I read a while back, when the child is born, your bills increase by $10,000 a year. And probably now it's higher than $10,000 a year. And you think about, this tiny little baby, tiny little baby doesn't need much. What? Much? When you think about diapers and food and going to the doctor and vaccinations and all of the blankets, etc., all that the baby needs. We're talking $10,000 a year or more now.
So now you're talking about $500,000 over the life of the child. You raise a kid. But we know
they don't think about that.
Age of 18
we know the psychology of. Bill Moyers had a special back, and this was 1986, and they interviewed all of these young ladies who were having babies young and teenagers there in Newark, New Jersey, and a lot of them were like, "I just wanted someone to love me." And it didn't matter, that they having sex with some little young kid. What a little 15, 16-year-old boy gonna do, And they were like, I just wanted someone to love me. And it's deeper. We got to start teaching these young girls. Look, because to me, it's in their hands. Because the young girls know. They can tell a boy, look, put a condom on, I'm on a pill. I don't want to have a kid. That's important. You just can't have a child. And here's the thing I want to say, because I know you guys, it sounds like it's a male issue. But I had a friend who was the father, the single father, and the baby's mother didn't want to pay her child support. So it cuts both ways. Nobody wants to feel like they're getting, reamed monetarily by the system. No one does. But you do have to take care of your child if it's out there. But then a lot of times, it ain't easy. So it ain't just a male. I think the sister it's not just a male problem. The women who have these children and the men taking care of them, they don't want to pay either. Because in the end, you do want to know that the money that you're paying is going to in the end, be substantial and help the child. So that's why I say if we talk about investing some of it and make sure that that's done, then we can see at the end of 18 years, okay, he got $160,000 waiting on him. So if he want to go to school or he wants to, take the money and, go into real estate, he's got something or she's got something. The child has something waiting for them. But after you go through 18 years, a lot of those child resent the fact that their mothers get all this child support and they don't have nothing waiting for them.
Spend it on them. Yeah. Now, what are you recommending to young men? Do you have any kind of sessions where you warn them of what they could get themselves into? Once they've got themselves into, you tell them they've got to monitor so that the friend of the court that's not a friend doesn't, I don't know what they do, put them in jail or whatever they do.
I mean, certainly that can happen if you get behind in child support. Incarceration is an option, unfortunately. You know, I'm kind of just getting back out into private practice now. So me as an individual, I think that's an excellent idea in terms of webinars and things of that nature that we could do. Certainly, I encourage people to join our support group, Michigans for Shared Parenting. It's an excellent organization in terms of really being a support system for fathers.
Oh, okay.
They have a Facebook page.
Well, let's back up. Okay, what's the name of this organization, please?
It's Michigan for Shared Parenting,
Michigan
and it's not
for Shared Parenting.
And it's not just an organization for fathers. It includes mothers who may be, you know, on the short end of the stick as well.
Okay.
There was a legislation actually introduced by a Republican a few years ago that more or less was trying to change that antiquated, outdated, you know, Child Custody Act, and more or less try to bring more gender balance or gender equality to these. It was actually not. It was actually in the Michigan legislature did not succeed.
Wow.
But certainly, the individuals, including myself included, that were involved were a diverse group of people, Democrat and Republican, male and female, black and white, city and suburbanite, who were very proactive in trying to get that legislation changed. And quite frankly, we're still, you know, proactive in terms of trying to see what we could do strategically in order to get better equality and justice within the family court system.
It's a hot topic, Theo.
Wow.
We get some callers in here. I know they're listening.
Yeah. Yes, you can dial 868-4336. 868-4336. If there's any question that you may have.
Get in on the conversation.
Wow,
here,
that is something.
This is a very important and heavy piece, and it cuts across families, because it's not just an issue between the mother and the father. It's a family issue. Like I said, me and my wife are highly involved in my grandson's life, as well as my grandmother, so his great-grandmother. And everybody's affected by this. And that's what we got to understand. It's not just an issue between the two parties involved. It's a family issue. And once we start taking this a little more seriously, because I do believe this whole child support thing, and I think it really came from this whole, what they started in the 70s, what they called, what is it, with the divorce piece, where you could just divorce real quickly.
No-fault divorce.
No-fault divorce, exactly. And it stemmed from that. And we're at a point now where, I mean, to be honest with you, families are breaking apart over this issue. And we got to deal with this. And the whole gender piece in the black community, the black women, black men, we battling one another instead of coming together and dealing with this issue like adults.
And what's really important to know as well, that the children are getting the short end of the stick. And when they get the short end of the stick, or they get slighted, or things of that nature, then that's when society is impacted, when that child drops out of high school, or when that child commits a crime, or engages in substance abuse or things of that nature.
Or commits suicide.
Exactly, which is actually on the rise even within the black community.
Suicide.
Yes.
That is something. You know, we never had that as a major issue in our community.
Look like we got a call, Theo. Someone's on line 3.
Oh.
Let me see.
Well,
hit the next button here.
Yes.
You on the air.
Happy Monday. Who's with us? Hello.
Good morning. This is Police Commissioner William Davis.
Oh, well, thank you for calling us. Happy Monday to you, Police Commissioner William
Happy
Davis.
Monday to you and your guests.
Happy Monday.
All right.
You know, I was just calling to say that, you know, there's a little distortion on Comcast Channel 90, but this is a very important topic because we need to strengthen our black families. That's the most important thing for the black people in America. Strong black families.
Yes, I definitely agree with that. What kinds of solutions would you say would help this issue that we have?
Well, you know, far too often the courts, you know, seem like they want to, you know, divide us and put us in, you know, at odds with each other. You know, and they make it more difficult. So you know, I never had that problem myself, but I know a lot of black men that have a lot of problems just seeing and spending time with their kids. You know, which is horrible. and which contributes to ongoing problems we have in the black community.
Right.
You know, you need good, strong role models.
Mm-hmm.
You know, be it male and female in the family, because you know both are essential.
Mm-hmm. So now, do you think that in our guest, Attorney Jermaine Wyrick is our guest this morning, that there is a self-esteem problem, between the male and the female?
I think it's not so much self-esteem. I think it's a lack of good role models. Because like I'm older than a number of people, and I always had good your uncle, your cousins. You had a whole lot of black people who was in the neighborhood that you seen. You know, 5 blocks, and you push people out of homes. You know, we have this fantastic movement in Detroit where less people are homeowners. You get less communities. You got people living in apartments and flats that are not as together communities we once was.
I agree, brother. And Brother Bill Davis, I'd just like to say thank you for calling, because it's important that we all understand that the family is important. And I speak about that because my family, once you start, we just had on a guy last week, 2 weeks ago. We had Brother Craig Rush, who wrote a book about his family tree and dealing with family. And, you know, when your family is connected, you have family reunions, you know, your people stick together. But then when you bust up the family tree, you have these relationships where it started to look like shrubs and weeds instead of a family tree. You know, you got a woman that got a kid by 2 different men, you got 2 different kids. It doesn't look like a family tree anymore. And then it falls to pieces, and that's what we got to get back to. We got to build and hang in there. Because a lot of times we move on from things. I'm going to move on from this person and go to the next person. And it's not that simple. I mean, like you said, it affects the children. And the children shouldn't have to go through all of this all the time. So we got to start really realizing that, in a sense, it's selfish for adults to feel like the only thing that matters is themselves. And I think we've gotten to that point now where what's important is what's good for us instead of what's good for the collective. And that's what we got to get back to. It's a collective situation here. And this whole child support thing, family custody, all of this is about the collective.
Right.
And it has very serious ramifications. Some of the statistics that, and I know Commissioner Davis certainly deals with this as a police commissioner. When we hear about violent crime in the city of Detroit, if you look at the correlation between that breakdown in the family structure and the absence of fathers in the home, in many instances because of the challenges that Commissioner Davis just referenced, Detroit is always, unfortunately, one of the leading cities as far as violent crime. The second leading city as far as violent crime oftentimes is Memphis, Tennessee, and they have 59% single-parent households. So when you look at those FBI statistics, certainly there's a correlation between the lack of fathers and violent crime.
Attorney Wyrick, we coming up on the break here. Theo, so we up on the 10 o'clock break.
Yeah, station identification.
Yes, indeed. And
right here.
Brother Bill Davis, thank you for calling in. Y'all two got to hook up so we can get all of this together. Because me and gonna have to sit down and work on this thing with the sisters. You got hood research involved.
Yes.
And let's do something.
All right. And if you have another some input, call back. We're gonna do this station ID.
You're watching Detroit's own WHPR TV. Detroit Live.
This is Theo Broden from Feedback. You can watch me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at WHPR TV Now app. Download our free app at WHPR TV Now.
Monday at 9 a.m. Eastern.
This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman. I am here to address all of your complaints and concerns. If you need assistance regarding city services, please contact my office at 313-224-6000 or contact us via email at ombudsman@detroitmi.gov. This is Bruce Simpson, your City of Detroit Ombudsman.
How you see the world is everything.
Oh my God, girl, you take all day.
Oh, hi.
How you doing, little man?
The people you trust,
Stay safe.
your community.
You rolling with the pain today.
I'm gonna show you how it's done, Pain. In the best and the worst times. Ma'am, stop!
Hola, ¿cómo estás? Muy bien.
I see myself
Gracias.
in the people I serve.
Hi.
Officer Luna, Officer Luna.
Sweet.
Girl, you know you can do my job, right?
107.3 FM, WVIE.
How would you like for this to be you? Well, it could be. If you have the desire to be an independent radio personality, paying yourself, this is your chance. WVIE 107.3 FM and WHPR 88.1 FM are looking for people with outgoing personalities who can attract sponsors. Launch your career on a radio station with the latest technology in broadcasting. WVIE 107.3 and WHPR 88.1. If you're into talk, R&B, oldies, jazz, gospel, or soca, Radio We Can See is where you need to be.
88.1 FM, WHPR.
Have your own radio show. Block time is available. Call 313-868-6612. Radio We Can See, broadcasting live in the Virgin Islands and Detroit. Find us on Comcast Channel 90 and worldwide on Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, and all of your favorite platforms. Have you ever wanted your own TV show? Have you dreamed of showcasing your talent for the world to see? Well, now you can. Have your own TV show. You can have your own 30-minute show. Not only will you be seen in the Detroit area, but you can be viewed worldwide. Be seen on WHPR Detroit Live, Comcast Cable Channel 91, on the web at TV33WHPR.com, with the TV33 app, on Roku, Google TV, Apple TV, and on Amazon Fire TV. Act now. Time slots are limited. Sign up today and get a free replay with the purchase of your time slot. For more information, call 313-868-6612. Visit our studios and receive a free TV interview to promote your business, church, or organization by appointment only. We at Watkins Broadcasting care about the health and safety of our viewers and listeners. During this novel coronavirus pandemic, please protect yourself and others. Wash your hands well and often. Avoid touching your face. Cough and sneeze into your sleeve. Practice social distancing. Stay at least 6 feet away from others when in public and only leave the house when it's essential. Stay safe. You are important to us. Now you can watch WHPR TV 33 on Fire Stick. Catch all of your favorites. Stay informed. Don't miss a minute of your favorite talk shows. Call, text, tweet, post. WHPR TV 33 is worldwide on Fire Stick. For more information, go to FirestickTVNetwork.com or call us at 313-868-6612. WHPR TV 33, a Watkins Broadcasting Company.
I'm joined today by Maureen Taylor and Louis Pisker to let you know about a new financial empowerment center located in the Wayne County Treasurer's Office.
Do you know someone, family or friends, that need help with finances? Do you know people having trouble making ends meet, especially with property taxes or other payments? The Detroit Financial Empowerment Center can help. Treasurer Sabri invites you to visit the new Financial Empowerment Center, 400 Monroe, on the 5th floor in downtown Detroit.
We've partnered with the Wayne County Treasurer's Office and the City of Detroit to provide free one-on-one financial counseling to help you address problems related to utility bills, property or income taxes, credit repair, and other financial matters. Our professional counselors can also help you plan your monthly budget and increase your credit score.
This service is available to all Wayne County residents. For free and private financial counseling, contact the center at 313-322-6222 and make an appointment today.
WGPR Detroit HD2.
You're watching WHPS, Highland Park, Detroit.
FM 88.1 WHPR, Highland Park. WVIE 107.3 FM Charlotte, Amalia, Virgin Islands.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton,
And I am Thabiti Mpinga,
inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback.
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
and take us along with you. Feedback.
A positive image production by Hood Research. And I want you to know, just before I go back to our guest, is that Hood Research is inviting you to an afternoon with Hood Research on Saturdays, 2 p.m. until 6 p.m. And you know, we got involved with that because people called us and said they were mad, they were bored, they wanted to go bowling, they wanted to go to the club, they wanted to go to the movie. And we said, oh my goodness, what is going on around here? So we thought about that. Then we started receiving calls from people who said they are depressed. And we said, oh, well, I think maybe we should do something because the state was locked down and we were not having our meetings on Saturdays anymore. So we decided to have conference calls. Conference calls are fantastic. We have people who call in and they make presentations. We've had Bob Law, from New York. A lot of us lost a lot of sleep listening to him. But he was always informative and very enjoyable, enlightening, etc. We've had an attorney who specializes in election law who was from Georgia. Bob Law, of course, was from New York. Anyway, we had Judge Marilyn Atkins, who wrote a book about her life. And Judge Marilyn Atkins was on, and people enjoyed the presentation that she gave. You have an opportunity to call in and share, and you ask questions of those who are on with us. And we're expecting our attorney Wyrick to be on with us this Saturday. And for those of you, the video always says you should have pencil and paper handy when you tune into this show. The numbers for Saturday start with 1-978-990-5000. That's 1-978-990-5000. It rings no more than a couple of times, and then you have an access code to put in. The access code is 338-729#. Some people call it a tic-tac-toe sign. Some people call it a hashtag. Nevertheless, the access code is 338-729#, and join the conversation. That's this Saturday and each Saturday after that from 2 p.m. until 6.
All right. Well, we got another caller on the line, Theo, that wants to call in and talk with you and Attorney Jermaine Wyrick. Who do we have?
Okay.
Line 1, you're on the air.
Okay, is that me?
Yes, that's you.
Oh, good morning, everybody down there. You know, happy Monday.
Happy Monday to you, and thank you for calling.
Yeah, this is Keith Hines, Diamond 2 Productions. Good research, we Detroit, we the people, and et cetera, dot.
Okay.
Yeah, I just rolled over and I heard y'all talking about friend of the court.
Mm-hmm.
The nightmare of the city.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you some stories, personal stories and nightmares about going through that system.
Mm-hmm.
I feel sorry for a lot of the brothers who didn't have the assets that I did, because if you didn't have an attorney when you went down there, you were going to lose your case, period.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going back to the 70s, 80s, and 90s.
Right.
If you didn't have an attorney. And I know one of the times the judge asked me to state my case, and I stated my case.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess he didn't like the way I said it, you know. And so he banged the gavel down and said, $1,000, 4 months in the Wayne County Jail.
Ooh.
What?
I said, I don't owe $1,000. Bang the gavel again. Bam. $2,000 and 4 months in the Wayne County Jail. And if you don't shut up, we're going to lock you up right now and keep you for the weekend.
Wow.
Well, of course, the bailiff said, put his hand on my shoulder and said, the judge is having a bad day. You best come with me.
Oh, my goodness.
So we subjected to the judge having a bad day, huh?
Yeah, and I even got money down there before noon, $2,000, which I didn't owe.
Oh, wow.
I didn't owe 1 penny. Actually, she owed me money, but I got the money down there. They kept me all day. I was the last person to leave that evening. Otherwise, I was going to get sent up because on Friday evening they keep you over the weekend. So.
Wow. Did you get your $2,000 back?
No.
Oh, my
I went to my ex and I said, now I don't owe you two. I said, why don't we just split it? I keep one, you keep one. She said, no.
Oh, Lord.
That was hers.
Okay, Attorney Wyrick, what would you have done for Keith had you been there or able to?
Certainly, one of the things that in any context of law I've always advocated for my clients, you always have to look at the favorable information or evidence. As he really emphasizes, it's always important when you go into those situations to have counsel and competent counsel and somebody that's really looking out for your best interests. Unfortunately, that's not the case in every instance. I can't speak for every attorney.
Right.
But I would certainly zealously advocated and made sure that the accurate facts and the applicable law that should be applied to this case was applied to this case, as opposed to just some emotional whim or temper tantrum of the judge.
Brother Keith, I got a question for you.
Wait. Hold your question. All I want to say here is we at Hood Research were beginning to encourage court watchers, because in that situation there definitely should have been court watching, should have been reported to the community, and the next time that person came up for re-election, you let the community know, don't vote for somebody like that. No. Okay, your question.
And
crazy.
I've never seen child support judges on the ballot. What do they fall under?
That actually raises a very good question. They're not specifically delineated as family court judges. They're more or less, they fall under what you call the Third Judicial Circuit Court, now Wayne County Circuit Court judges.
Okay.
So there are actually 3 types of Wayne County Circuit Court judges. You have civil judges that handle civil case. You have criminal judges, we was talking about one earlier, that handle criminal case, and you have family judges that handle family cases. And so when they're running for election, as there was just recently an election for Wayne County Circuit Court, they don't run per se for the family court or for the criminal court.
So you don't know which one is going to be which.
Exactly. So what is important to understand is, when you vet these candidates, for lack of a better way of saying it, you should try to get really delve deeply into where they feel about these issues and stances in case they do end up in family
In
court,
a
or how they
family
feel
court.
about the
Oh,
criminal
Lord.
justice system or civil cases. I mean, you should get a thorough background and see what their background is as an attorney. You know, I've even seen some instances where people become judges in areas that they never practiced in. You know, I don't think you necessarily want somebody, you know, as a family judge that has never, you know, handled a family case, ideally. So
that's probably what Brother Keith had.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brother Keith, why were you down
1,000.
there? Were you trying to get your child support adjusted?
Well, she wanted more, is what it was. She wanted more. She didn't marry me for me. She married me for the pocketbook.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
and what, because I had a good attorney, she didn't get awarded what she wanted. So her and her mother, you know, they had this campaign going on. I don't know how many attorneys they went through. Mine won each time. But still, I tried to explain to her. I said, every time we leave out of here, I said, I get in my car, which is a regular car. You get in your little car, which is a regular car. Our attorneys leave out of here in Mercedes-Benz.
It's in a Mercedes.
And that raises a good point to, you know, what we even discussed earlier. Oftentimes, the amount of money that people are spending, and I'm not talking against, you know, attorney fees and this, that, and other, that's the way I make my living, but the amount of money that you're spending on child support, parking, attorney fees, legal fees, thousands of dollars in some instances, you could be setting that money aside
For the child.
to pay for the child to go to college at University of Michigan or Spelman or whatever, you know, institution that they can go to that may cost tens of thousands of dollars, you know, and I just think it's misplaced priorities. Two mature adults, if they're grown enough to conceive a child together, in my opinion, they should be grown enough to actually work out these issues without the intervention of the court or a stranger. And
Now, is that possible?
Yes.
If two people, you know, get along or whatever they do, to determine how much one should pay, and they don't need the court. I mean,
now I see you're a mediator as well. So is that where mediation comes in?
Yeah, I've done civil mediation. I haven't done a lot of family mediation yet, and yet being the key word. But mediation is a form of alternative dispute resolution to more or less try to resolve cases outside the court. But there are fees that can be associated with that. A good mediator outside of the court is going to charge you anywhere probably from $500 to $1,000 to try to sit down and resolve your case outside of court. So that's another, you know, money grab, for lack of a better
But it's
way
worth it if you can get it mediated and you got a good mediator instead of having to run through the courts and all of that stuff.
Good mediation being the key word, but where you have to even be very careful about, sometimes these courts are ran based upon the old boys network. So sometimes these courts, the mediator is the mediator on your case because the mediator is the judge's buddy.
Oh, so he assigned a mediator.
Yeah, often, you know, if the two parties can't agree themselves on who the mediator is, oftentimes the judge assigns a mediator. Or, you know, even in instances where there may be some issues, what you call a guardian ad litem, which is a whole different separate subject. So I say that to say, you know, and not to talk against the things that I do, but just being, you know, very honest and transparent about it.
Keith. Anyway, we're going to get all these brothers together. We got somebody that popped up on line 2. Keep listening and watching and get to take the number down. Okay, brother?
Okay, yeah, I'm free now, you know, but that was back in the day.
That's okay, because you got a story to
pass
tell
the
for everybody
number
else.
on.
And based upon your experience, Keith, we still need your support and your wisdom.
Oh, yeah, okay, I'm going to just tap you with this real quick. One of the things was my ex was always having emergencies and needing money, instant money and stuff. But what my attorney told me to do was, you know, it took like 2 or 3 weeks to get through the system. So what he told me to do was write her a check and put friend of the, or child support on it. So that way, when she cashes that check, she's accepting that as child support.
Exactly.
They get double bill you for it. I wound up with 3-inch thick, 3-ring binder.
But take this number down, Keith. We're going to get to this last caller because they calling in. I mean, it's just lined up. Everybody want to talk about this issue. You got to go.
Take care of business.
Yes, sir. Merry Christmas, baby. Happy holidays. The love. And be sure to check on that call on Saturday. Call in on Saturday. Do the research call, brother.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, take care.
Okay. Thank you.
Line 2, you're on the air. Who are you talking with?
Flacco.
Hey, happy Monday.
Hey.
What's up?
Hey, when my computer keeps going out and in. When we talking about the friend of the court.
Yes. Yes.
I was just, my son and his girlfriend decided to mess up their scholarship and have a baby. And when I saw the dysfunctional error that was between her and the family, my son's father and I, we stuck with our son and we made him go get the custody. And I am so glad that he has custody because we as parents have to worry about the police officers pulling our children over. And if they owe any kind of child support, then that's another case that they will use against them and slam them into a jail cell where they can't go back to school, they can't go back to work, they cannot be productive because they are obstructed. So I'm just glad things are working out and we all pitch in and we help with my grandson and their parenting, she gets the visitation rights, and he gets all the financial rights to, take care of my grandson.
Does she have to pay child support?
Yes,
Oh.
she has to pay child support because he didn't want to take full custody, but by him initiating, they gave him the dominance, and so he gets the income tax, he gets the child support, and he takes care of food, shelter, medical, school, everything. And so we have to, of course, we pitch in and we all help. And I'm just glad that they're doing whatever they can as sharing parental, rights with the child and spending time with the child.
Wow. Okay, what do you say about that?
I think that's an excellent point. It's better to be proactive and reactive, and it sounds like you all got ahead of that issue, which is excellent. That's brilliant.
Get that number out to everybody, Attorney White.
My cell phone number is 313-819-9176.
One more time.
313-819-9176.
And you say you're also involved with that organization?
Yes.
Yes,
they have a number? Or
they have a Facebook page. The leader is
Facebook.
John Nichols, Michigan for Shared Parenting. And
Michigan
if anybody
for
has any
Shared
questions, they could call me
Parenting.
on my cell, and I'll put them in touch with them as well.
Oh, good. Okay.
And you know what? He's kind of like me when I was a single parent and I wasn't forcing the issue of child support. All I wanted was the love and the bond to be there for the child. I mean, I wasn't into the money or the material part. So he and his father and I, we all get along real well in supporting both children, our son and our grandson.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Well,
That's
hey,
good.
keep on listening to Hood Research Feedback. I know you're a fan of the show because I know Theo recognized the name. But we got another caller, and we're going to take this last call because we're down to 6 minutes.
Oh, my
and we want to get it in.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for calling.
Thank you.
Hello, you on Feedback. Talk to Theo Broughton, Hood Research.
Hi, this is Tawana Morris. How's everybody?
Wonderful. Happy Monday.
Oh, happy Monday. I just wanted to make a comment
Go ahead.
about this year, and it's very hard for everybody during this time. Instead of arguing, and when you have a right to argue, we need to find a peaceful solution because everything is edgy right now. And I've been watching the show. I appreciate everything I hear. And the number one answer is peace and love. Happy holiday to everybody.
Oh, thank you so much for that.
Well, that's how you shut
Peace
down the show right
and
there. Peace and
love. That's right. Wow.
Thank you for calling again, Miss Morris. I appreciate that love.
Wow.
Thank you.
Share with us as we're getting to the end of the program. Any good thoughts, points, recommendations? numbers, email, Facebook, all of that.
As I said, my name is Attorney Jermaine Warwick. I believe in equal justice under the law. That's something I've always been a strong social justice advocate for. I'm involved with a group called Michigan for Shared Parenting. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today. I look forward to calling in Saturday as well.
Yes, and we're looking forward to that as well. Attorney Jermaine Wyrick. Remember that name, Attorney Jermaine Wyrick. 313-819-9178?
76.
76, okay. All right, 768199176, 313 number. As for Attorney Wyrick. Now, I want you to know that we at Hood Research believe that when you do better, know better, things get better. And I always say it's not necessary for you to know everything, but what is necessary is for you to know how to find what you need when you need it. We at Hood Research seek out as much information as we can to share with you, invite you to share with us, and that is to help us all make better informed decisions. We're looking forward to you joining us Saturday, 2 p.m. And you can always follow us on Twitter, Google Hood Research. Our contact number is 313-248-234-2371. Again, that's area code 248-234-2371. We have a Facebook page and a website, which is hoodresearch.org. Our email is contact@hoodresearch.org. That's contact@hoodresearch.org. And my co-host Mark Cummings, you want to?
Well, I just want to say here, to shut everything down, because it was a beautiful show today. Nice. And I just want people to know that once you get the app, you can always go back and check the shows out. Because Hood Research and this feedback show, I mean, we've had some real heavy shows, Theo. And you can always go back and grab up a show, pull up a show, check it out on your own time. And get the information that you need. And we're going to deal with this issue. We're going to pull it together, and we're going into a new year, and I think it's going to be better. Things are starting to change, and people realize that family now more than ever is important.
Right. We're going to talk about journals and diaries and empowerment. And I want you to know that we have been enjoying all of these shows and all of this sharing. We want you to tune in on Saturday on our conference call, and we want you to be right back here next Monday at 9 a.m. and join us. Peace.
Feedback. Hi, this is Theo Broughton.
And I am Thabiti Mpinga.
Inviting you to join us each Monday at 9 a.m. for Feedback,
a positive image production by Hood Research.
Encourage others to tune in each Monday on
Comcast Detroit, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, watch WHPR TV Network anywhere.
And take us along with you. Feedback.